Welcome to SWW News. I'm Aaron Ree.
And I'm Buddha Quake, still in for writer Greg. Our top story, the cavern has fallen to the undead horde. We have some footage here from the battle. Five Tome Knights fell to the horde, including Winter Wolf Rider, Nightwing Dan Linya, House Ilurus heir Senna Nightshade, and Crown Prince Jean of House Lappin. I'm sorry, I hope you didn't just get this news, Aaron. I'm sorry for your loss. That must be such a blow, especially after the loss of Prince Xantos last week. And isn't Senna Nightshade also your daughter?
Yeah, Senna and Jean. Thanks, Buddha. Yeah, it's been hard, but this is war. Our best hope now is defeating the horde and retaking the Iron Tome for the living.
Well, prior to the Battle of the Cavern, the Defenders of the Realm led a successful campaign against the undead horde as a direct assault in the opening salvos of the war. We have now received some details. The Mother of Bunnies explains in this press release.
The 50K offensive was planned prior to the outbreak of the war. Our intention was to harness the greatest litromantic power we could muster right away, when the undead horde was at its weakest. Using a variation of the ritual that aided us in the Battle of the Book in July, we combined our litromantic efforts to generate a full frontal assault against the undead horde, buying the living time and creating a bulwark of litromantic power. 13 Tome Knights participated in the offensive, with, again, a number of support riders as reinforcements. The offensive was not without some risk. Participants in the ritual would gain resistance against the necrotic corruption of the undead if they were successful in generating the required litromantic energy, but would be more vulnerable should they fail. Support riders generated litromantic energy to support the defenders against this increased vulnerability. As a result, bodyguards Fox Rider and the Mad Batter benefited from this resistance in the Battle of the Cavern, and Queen Terra of House Chiroptera and Archon Mycolovoid of House Ilurus survived the assault due to this power of the litromancy generated. However, Prince Jean failed to generate the required energy in the ritual, and in the assault on the cavern, this cost him his life. There were other casualties, mostly from exhaustion, a few from carpal tunnel, but we are recovering. I am deeply grieved by the loss of my son, but overall the offensive has been a spectacular success and has struck a significant blow against the combined power of the horde. Let it never be said that we Tome Knights ask anyone to take risks we are not willing to take ourselves. We will continue to fight on.
In related news, the Chiropteran government in exile has been given sanctuary by the Molluscan Protectorate, and House Lappin, House Melis, and House Ilurus have declared themselves the Woodland Family Alliance and have pledged to work together as a team, making decisions for their houses as a council. Which reminds me, Aaron, did you hear about Tempest and Queen Sable's rescue of the Archon Mycolovoid?
Mycolovoid? I heard about it, but I didn't see it. I hadn't made it back to the Warren yet. I was on assignment.
They opened a flaming tunnel of Tang to where the Archon was fleeing across land from zombies, along with her bodyguard Fox Rider. Then they brought them through to the Warren. Queen Sable healed Fox Rider's wounds, which included zombie bites, by the way. And then everyone staggered into the bunny comb.
I had no idea they could do that.
I'm not sure they could. I think it was something new.
Is that why Sable's glowing like a nightlight?
I'm not sure. Something happened anyway. I'm a little concerned about Tempest. They've been giggling at random intervals.
I mean, Sable's been doing that too, but she seems so much happier than she has for months that I didn't want to question it.
Well, I mean, this poses a question for SWW editorials. Should litteromancers be using teleporting powers and portals, or do they create an additional security risk?
Well, I say they should. The portal that was established between the Warren and Windy Willows was the means of egress for House Mellies, and probably the reason why so many of them survived the assault. House Chiroptera, on the other hand, had to flee on their wings, which is why they likely lost so many in the fight.
Oh, but didn't the invading horde almost break through the portal when the Mellies escaped? I mean, I understand they had to open fire to prevent zombies from coming through. And what about the Tunnel of Tang? Tempest didn't have any idea where that portal was opening up to, just that it was going to the Archon Mycola Void, assuming Queen Sable had the spell right. I mean, doesn't that open up a potential vulnerability?
I don't know that increased frequency of teleporting in any area has any kind of effect on the vulnerability to teleportation magic. I also know that one can ward against teleportation. Famously, the Warren's wards are pretty extensive now, and the portal room is located in a special secured area that is separated from the rest of the Warren. I personally believe the advantages will outweigh the risks, Buddha.
Okay. Well, thank you, our viewers, for joining us for SWW Editorials. Now back to the news. While the Mancer mumps outbreak appears to have been contained, patients are still slow in recovering. Writer Greg are both still convalescing, and the filking plague may soon be upgraded from an epidemic to a pandemic. We have the latest CFC report.
Thank you all for coming today. As you can see, Dr. Mamby-Pamby is here with the new Center for Filking Control report. I'm Tempest Quake, and I'll be filling in, just like my spouse Buddha is filling in for Writer Greg. Let me see here. According to this, the Fortissimo variant of the Filking Plague is turning out some great filks lately, folks. According to Dr. Mamby-Pamby's reports, my sister here, Sable Aradia, my assistant, Realm of Music, the undead bard ICC dead people, the Dragon Bunny, Atoraru, and of course me, the Filkmaster Tempest Quake, are breaking quarantine procedures and recording newly written filks. Good job, y'all. I can't wait to hear them. Oh, who knows how many others may already be infected. Doctor, you're just being kind of rude here. People like the filking.
I've heard nothing but positive feedback.
Let's see here. If you suspect you have the filking plague, please do contact Filkmaster Tempest Quake or my assistant Realm of Music. If you're struggling, we may be able to help with either lyrics or recording. Or both.
I'll help too.
Alright, we're gonna head out now, but bye!
See ya. Keep filking, y'all.
Do you think we should be concerned about this?
About what?
I mean,
Oh, the gag. Well, I understand Dr. Pamby caught the filking plague, and he believes filkers should be gagged for public safety, so I'm sure he was just concerned for the public.
Okay, sure.
Thanks for joining us here for SWW News. Remember, you can always support us through Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, all the usual places. And don't forget, you can also get a direct membership through our website.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. May the words be ever in your favor.